we're out here, and Donald Trump has mentioned, and he got censored for talking about the Chinese. And they stole election data, referring to individuals, and you know, with the new technology out there, you know, they be stealing the votes and stealing the data, but like, you know, like the information, like they stole my information. Remember I said that they stole my information, and all I saw was like these musicians prancing around in my style. And they stole my stuff, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Now I'm gonna have to come up with some new ideas. And like, I'm not even playing, folks. They stole my information. And if they could steal my information, imagine what the Chinese could do. Chinese would steal your information like that, like you're nobody, like you'd just be like caught up. Your election, who you voted for, where you live, what party you are from. And you know, I kind of like, you know, there's people that are conservative and they don't want to say who they voted for and stuff, because they end up, you know, getting in fights over who they voted for. But I think we need to start just saying who we vote for, so we can resolve this problem. And just say, like, you know, I voted for this person, I voted for that person, you know. Because, like I said, the Chinese, you know, they steal the information. Just imagine what's happened over here in the United States, man. Just telling you. They, man, I got like, you know, like the billionaires, the oligarchs, they were stealing my information and using it for their own companies. Like, I created some stuff with some stuff, and I don't know who used it, but I had created several things. And I don't really even see myself as a creator of that sort, but I'm a polymath mostly. I like a bunch of subjects. So like I created several things, and then, like, you know, like, I know that some of it got stolen because I saw some dude riding around in an aircraft that I have developed. And I was like, that dude just stole my information. And he made the aircraft, and now he's flying around in the aircraft I developed. And I was like, but it's real. The Chinese, it's not just with the Chinese, but, like, you know, there's not so much security online to, you know, be doing stuff anymore. Like, privacy, all that is coming to an end. And because they are really interested in tracking us. They're really interested in what we're doing, our biometric data, facial features, surveillance, just about everything. There is technology out there that could increasingly get into your computer and look into all your information, like you know, like standard you know, surveillance. And the Chinese have been having this sort of technology because they've been using it on their citizens, because they are a communist country. But we're slowly becoming that, a communist country. And I know this, I could tell you this, that most celebrities out there, like, you know, the wealthy, the wealthy benefit from a communist country because they steal information from the poor, and that's what's going on. That happened to me about probably like 5 years ago, where they told me like a group of communists that were like rich, like rich musicians and rich actors who were part of the Communist Party. They said it's called sharing, and you know what? Sharing. But what they meant is that, you know, in communist countries, they shared the wealth amongst themselves. But you know what ends up happening is that there's no more wealth. It's just being divided in partitions in ways that either help the wealthy, or, you know, in the end, it becomes the same framework as the you know, like in the thing that's going on, the same framework where, like, they're always talking about capitalism having a negative effect. Well, in the communist countries, yeah, this also has a negative effect, and it's hard, you know, trying to talk to some communists to understand what's going on in their country. But, like, you know, like, there's communists over here who are taking advantage of the capitalist society, and it's at the same time, you know, mixing their ideologies with the capitalism. And so, like, you know, the Chinese are stealing our information, and the privacy laws and the things that are going on with the spying and everything, referring to spying and all this, is not just happening here with the Chinese and the communist ideologies, is that also here in the United States there are communists hidden amongst, you know, our democratic society, and infiltrating the very infrastructure of our government and spreading lies, disinformation, and you know, allowing these other countries to develop their own, you know, to develop something, you know, based off the American dream, but is really, you know, taken away from it. And, you know, whoever sides with the communists need to understand that there is very tricky. It's a very tricky thing when you talk about the higher echelon of like wealth, and, you know, the billionaires and the oligarchs, which in the end they start to become the same people, you know, in a sense, in the way they get wealthy in China, the way they get wealthy in the United States. You know, all these billionaires combined, you know, they're getting rich off, you know, out of a global economy. But, like, you know, the spying occurring here from communist countries is real, and it's happening covertly, and it's happened to me already. The one time I had an incident that I saw, and I was like, what the heck is happening here? Like, you know, I got a Russian spying on me. I got a communist double agent spying on me here in the United States. I got people that side with Russia here in my town of Liberty, spying and hacking my social media. And I think it's literal cyber warfare going on here. Information and cyber warfare. It's very kinetic. And these are the type of cyber attacks that cause disruptions within our economy and our society. And I've had to deal with these people that say that they're not communists, but they end up being communists, and they can't wait for the United States to fall. That's what's going on. But like as I said, spies occurring on both fronts. You know, surveillance by our government, surveillance by communists, surveillance by anti-government organizations. We need to be wary about what's going on and the causes. But like, yeah, they steal information now. And they don't just steal, like, you know, just your information. They'll steal your information like it's nothing. Like, you know, just like, bam, I stole all your pictures. I stole every contact message on your phone, every WhatsApp information, everything you ever said and done online, stolen, and then made to use for profit for other companies. Laundering information, developing new technology, stealing technologies, and stealing ideas to benefit communist agents and communist countries.